Front Sight, training article number 18. When it comes to shooting the bad guy, what's the goal? To stop him. That's it. You're strictly trying to stop his aggressive behavior. Whether he lives or dies is largely irrelevant. Moreover, you need to stop him right now. Waiting a few seconds or a few minutes isn't an option. If you have the luxury of waiting a minute or two before shooting him, then whatever he's doing right this second isn't really that big of a concern, is it? In most cases, you and your adversary will roughly be facing each other when the bullets start flying. In other words, the bad guy is likely to get shot in the front of the body, or at least in the side. But as you have seen in the video series Front Sight's Reality Check, gunfights are dynamic, crazy, unpredictable things. Your adversary may turn, spin, or even shoot over his shoulder. Under those circumstances, your bullet may well hit your adversary in the back. Imagine this scenario. You come home from a long day at work. As you approach the house, you notice the front door is ajar. You hear screams from inside the house, and you know instantly that your wife is in serious trouble. You present your handgun to the ready and investigate. You round the corner to the master bedroom and you see your wife flat on her back with some dirt bag on top of her, beating her to a pulp. You scream for him to stop, but instead he pulls out a knife. He raises the knife into the air in preparation to stab your wife, and you are forced to shoot. Okay, where do you shoot? Can you shoot the bad guy from the front? Not a chance. All you can see is his back, and there is no time to change your position. Should you shoot him in the center of the back? If you do, you run the serious risk of the bullet punching through the bad guy and hitting your wife. Well then, that leaves the head, specifically the back of the head. Some people may cry foul and suggest there is never a justification for shooting someone in the back of the head, and doing so is tantamount to an assassination. Rubbish. In this scenario, the back of the head was the only viable shot you had. Shooting the guy in the back of the head would be totally justifiable and the farthest thing from an assassination. How big of a deal is shooting the guy in the back or the back of the head? Well, that depends on your perspective. Let's look at three perspectives: criminal liability, civil liability, and morals. Will you incur any criminal liability by shooting the bad guy in the back? Absolutely not. In the above scenario, you were totally justified in shooting to save the life of your loved one who was in immediate danger. Where the bullet actually struck the bad guy's body is irrelevant. You were operating well within the law. Will you incur any additional civil liability by taking this shot? Who cares? You are likely to get sued after shooting, regardless of your shot placement. However, this is such a black and white justifiable shooting that any civil actions against you should be dismissed out of hand. What about your moral concerns? In other words, will you be able to sleep at night after shooting someone in the back, let alone the back of the head? That one is impossible for me to answer. Only you can do that. Just understand the ramifications of not taking the shot. Could you live with that? Shootings are ugly, but understand that the bad guy makes most of the decisions in the gunfight, not you. You don't have the luxury of picking much of anything in your gunfight besides your level of training and your weapon. That's it. Unfortunately, the bad guy decides everything else, such as the time, place, distance, angle, and the circumstances, like hostages, innocent individuals in the background, etc. During gunfights, sometimes people get shot in the back. We have all heard the tired old refrain, "I could never do that." Fair enough, it's a free country. You don't have to shoot someone in the back if you choose not to. However, the decision to shoot someone in the back will be made in real time, on the spot, and based on the circumstances at hand. Let's hope you never have to shoot anybody, let alone in the back. However, if you are forced to, then do it right. The family member who you just saved will be glad you did.